One of the things that's crazy for me is why people don't seek mentorship and coaching. A lot of the lower brain, let's say, response for that, for some people who say, cool, I believe in coaching, but isn't coaching expensive? This is often a typical response that I'll get from people who intellectually understand that the importance of having a coach or a mentor in a structured format, because to a degree, everyone in their lives gets informal advice, whether it's from people that they go to and or content that they consume online. But of course, the difference with a coach and a structure is that you get a differential result. To give you some examples of that and why I so heavily advocate coaching is in 2014, I hired a professional Muay Thai fighter, and he took me from 0 to 6 weeks to have my first professional Muay Thai fight, which is on YouTube. You can Google my name plus Muay Thai fight, and you'll find it on YouTube. I hired a ex-Italian Marine to help me swim because he was a swimming coach. He helped me complete my first ever Ironman in South Africa when I'd never swum before. I hired my Ukrainian running coach who helped me run my first ever 100 miles. I had a writing coach who helped me produce my first 70,000 word book in my spare time, totally fictional, whilst I was running my business, and has helped me self-publish several others. I continue to have a business coach I've had for the last 4 years that I meet with once a week. And I'll be honest with you, I'm British Indian, and maybe my mindset is limited. Maybe it isn't. All of these coaches cost me less than $50 per week. They cost me nothing. The coach that I had for helping develop my mindset, because in my mid-20s, I used to have a lot of problems in relationships. Coming from a family that had a arranged marriage and then using an arranged marriage as a model for what a template of success would look like in a relationship, and then realizing that that wasn't an ideal model if you then go out into the wider world where people have developed relationships in an entirely different fashion, meant that I had to go on a big journey. I had a cognitive behavioral therapist that I met with once a week, Ragni. She changed my life. That cost me nothing because I did it through a charitable cause. So coaches have helped me, and there's been even more coaches previous to that. But since 2014, so the last 10 years, I've had coaches. Coaches give structure, they give process, they give accountability, and there's many, many resources and access to get affordable, inexpensive, and often free coaches. You can find them in the Facebook groups of coach communities for people that have just taken a qualification and are looking to trade a case study in exchange for coaching. You can look on classified ad sites such as Gumtree, Kijiji, Craigslist, or whatever the relevant listing platform is in your area or country, and you can find coaches. There isn't anyone who doesn't need coaches, because coaches help you implement ultimately goals that you're trying to drive towards. And for those of you who've watched any of my previous videos where I talk about the 4 trees that belong in everyone's garden: health, self, wealth, and everyone else. Find coaches for all of the buckets in your life. Find coaches for all your trees, because they will help propel you towards the success which you already deserve. A lot of you will get there on your own, but you can think of them as catalysts. They'll help you accelerate the pace at which you want to grow. So if you're serious about your success, you will get a coach, and you will not allow this question of it's too much money to stop you, because actually, in fact, it's about too little effort to find the coaches that match your price point, whatever that price point may be, and that can help you on your journey and direction. But when you find the right coach for your journey, that coach can transform you. And there's coaches that have been parts of my journey, people that I spent 6 weeks with, people that I spent 3 months with, people that I spent a year with, and there's coaches, some of whom I've referred to now, that have been with me for years, and they are my go-to whenever there's an area in my life which I wish to develop and accelerate. So no matter your age, background, context, everyone can benefit from coaching, and no one should allow this perception of the cost, which is typically often the cause, to stop them. Because, and here's the other proxy, or the other point, the other objection that someone might raise is, what about the quality of the coaches that you get at that price point? But if you're starting from zero, it's 0 to 1. If the alternative is no one, someone is always going to oftentimes be better. And then also, quality and cost of service aren't always directly correlated. Just like you can, because I've done it, you can spend at a $5,000 level and get $500 value. And sometimes you can spend at a $100 level and get $5,000 value. So again, it's just a case of testing until you find, like we all look for, because we all look for the same thing, you find your diamond in the rough. You find someone who is either undervalued and can produce outsized results, or who is fairly valued but can produce an outsized result for you in your life. So this is why everyone should, if they're not, get coaching.